Hello, my name is Oliver Pickard and welcome to my workshop in beautiful Limousin, France. Today is the beginning of our monocoque floor pan. There we go, got it out eventually. In a previous video we made this centre tunnel which fits along here. But before I started filming we've put these two pieces of box section in because this now is going to go along here like that. And so that's going to form a strong central tunnel that's going to make all of the integrated roll cage and all of the monocoque floor pan even more rigid than it was before. And it will also provide a place to put the little brackets for the water lines, fuel lines, brake lines, electrical system and everything that will be running through this. So that's good news. The other job that I have to do before I put this in is we need two tubes, one that comes down from here and one that comes down from there to this central tunnel, and that's our first bit of triangulation in this whole thing. And the reason for that is, one, it adds a little bit of twisting rigidity, well, a lot of twisting rigidity, but on top of that it is also the beginning of the engine intrusion protection, because the last thing that you ever want to have is a bit of an accident and your engine try and join you in the cockpit because it's not big enough for the both of you. So let's get stuck in, shall we? We're about to drill on a serious angle, and last week was the first time that we've used this notcher on such a harsh angle, and we noticed, well, we very quickly noticed that we actually snapped the 6mm drill bit that fits in the arbor. And this isn't the first 6mm drill bit that we've snapped with this arbor. We've gone through quite a few, so we've decided to bore it out with the lathe, and we've actually put an 8mm drill bit in. That gives us more length and it allows us to go pretty much all the way through the tube, through both sides as we drill down, which gives the hole saw more stability, so that as the bit goes into the tube and then the arbor hits, the arbor doesn't try and bounce around, it's just a bit more supportive. So it's just simply bigger, stronger, beefier. And to ensure accuracy, what we do is, with every notch, we actually centre pop and drill a tiny pilot hole in the top here. So we'll centre pop the top of the tube and then drill a tiny hole through, and that allows the bigger drill bit to go through accurately. And we do that with every single one. It just stops the hole saw wanting to move around, because this is a big old thing and obviously you're drilling onto a round surface. So accuracy is everything. The drill bit snapped and then the notcher broke, so I'm going to have to make a new one. There's a reason why most shop bolt tube notchers won't cut such a big angle, and I knew I was pushing my luck, but it's time to make a new one, I suppose. Where am I going to find another piece of oak? It's not like I've got loads of it, but yeah, I knew I was pushing my luck with such a big angle. And I could say, oh well, and just do all the rest of the notches by hand. There's not actually that many in this video to do. But by the time I've done one by hand, I could have made another one of these and it would just be lazy not to. So time to make another tube notcher bottom. Luckily they're free. And none of the hardware is damaged either. So Right, tube notch bottom. Whoops. Every video at this point is just me filing. No matter what I do, I can't escape it. Actually, technically, I'm rasping. It's not quite as pretty as the original, but it is taller. I've still used the top from the old one because it worked perfectly fine, but in this new lower section, the grain now runs this way. It's not quite as pretty, but it will definitely do the job. And you'll notice it's taller. And the reason it's taller is we noticed that when we put the notch on an angle, we're worried about the hole saw hitting the pedestal all the time. So that's no longer an issue, hopefully, fingers crossed. And if it is an issue, I can just chop it down. But I'd rather leave it longer for now and try it longer than cut it short and then have the same problem again. So we'll try that. So I sorted this side up. It was quite serviceable even though the notch had broke. We filed that up now and I've made a template and then reversed the template. So just like I did in a previous episode, you wrap cardboard around the tube, cut the tube to the notch, then you take it apart and then you wrap that side in like that, and that gives you your template for this one. Wrap masking tape around that, slide it over, mark it out, chop it out, Bob's your uncle. This is why I made my workbench so tall, being 6'6". If I have to work on a normal height workbench, I'm down here, and it gives me a bad back. But it's really funny, because if anybody else uses this workbench, I have to get them a box to stand on. They end up standing on the pipe bender box so they can reach. It's really difficult when you're a tall person not to end up stooped over every time you do something. Right, on the other end, we also notched this by hand because it's not a very big notch, so we thought, oh, might as well. That's now a problem because I don't want to do the other one as a machined notch using the notcher and the hole saw, because then they won't be identical, and they have to be identical because even though it's going to be buried in the firewall and the center tunnel and I'm never going to see it again, I will know it is there and it will give me sleepless nights. So I'm going to do that one by hand as well. So another cardboard template, methinks. too bad that. Not too bad at all. Before we weld the diagonal bars in, it's time to mock up the centre tunnel. Finally, we need to notch out the tunnel here so that it fits, and here, and here, and there, so that it fits flush against this piece of box section here. It's not getting welded in, it's not getting tacked in, because then we wouldn't have access to the box section frame underneath it, so we wouldn't be able to seam weld and paint and stuff, all of that. It's just getting mocked up for now. But it's still really exciting. There is still a lot of this car to be built, obviously, but every single time we do anything to it, every single time we do any job, and it feels more and more like a car. You know, the thing in my head is now the thing in 3D, and that's awesome. We've still got an upper door bar to go in and all of that stuff, and there's still, you know, the front and rear frames and all of that, but we're getting there. Awesome. Right, let's notch some sheet metal, shall we? Well, there we have it. 2 diagonal bars, all notched up and made. A new tubing notcher made, that was a bit unscheduled, and a centre tunnel mocked up. Now, I can't tack these in yet. The reason I can't tack these in is because I have to weld round the harness bar first, because obviously it covers, and I can't do that today. So that's all we have for this week. Now, I hope you're enjoying the progress that I'm making with Pandora. I'm really trying to keep the videos varied and stuff. This stage, obviously, there's been a lot of notching tubes. There has been a lot of cutting tubes, there's been a lot of notching tubes. I'm trying to keep it all varied and all diverse and keep these videos really entertaining. But thank you to everybody who's enjoying them. It's a very different style of video making than I've made in the past. So I'm really enjoying it. Actually, I'm really enjoying editing these videos. It's been really good fun, and I'm loving working on the car. It feels really good to be making something and to be not just driving people's cars and making videos about, you know, weird French engineering and that kind of thing, but actually making my own weird engineering and using what I've learnt over the years and putting it all together into my Pandora. So thank you all for watching this video, and thank you all for supporting the series as much as you have been. It's so heartwarming, and I hope you've all enjoyed this video. If you'd like to support the channel, the best way that you can do that is by clicking subscribe and clicking like and sharing these videos with your friends. That's all I need from you, but it helps more than you know. It really, really does. Any small creator on YouTube, the best thing that you can do for them to help them make the TV that you enjoy, make the programs that you enjoy, is by clicking like, subscribing and sharing videos with your friends. And of course, leaving a comment down below. I always read absolutely every single one of them. I know some people don't, but I do. So thank you all for your comments. Please be awesome to each other, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.